Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show of the pre-show of the cooking show every Thursday. I am David Sponheim, and today we're going to do a kind of a series, number one in the quick, easy, healthy recipe section. $5 for the food, and only, well, basic ingredients. We're going to use chicken. Some of you can get chicken for as low as $2 a pound for breast meat. In that case, this is $3 worth of chicken right here under the beautiful glass top cook. That's $3 worth of breast meat. Yeah, and the potatoes are negligible in cost. I'm going to say those three potatoes would cost about 50 cents if you buy them in bulk. And what I do is I buy them in bulk. I get a 20-pound sack for like $2.99. So, I mean, how can you lose? You can buy those, pretty much anywhere for 60 to a dollar a pound. So at the most, this is going to be $1, I guess. But the other ingredients are big, beautiful zucchini. And these are organic. I got these for $1 a pound. So I'm going to say all of these ingredients right here with the addition of an onion, half of an onion, is like $5. Yeah, and if you don't like that, buy some hot dogs or something instead of the chicken. Yeah, you can do this with hot dogs. Well, it's a big zucchini. It's not that big. It's only about 8 inches. You call that big? Sorry. Okay. Chef Arpeo has a warrant. What? No, he doesn't. No, you're making all that up. I have never done anything bad to any woman. I understand there are men out there that hit women, and I have never hit a woman in my life. And what's really interesting is when I raised my voice a couple days ago, talking to the camera, mind you, talking to the room, Sarah happened to be, staying in the show, talking about the Pizzagate story, and I was really passionate about the 50,000 kids that are missing. I was really concerned that no one cares about them. Every year, 50,000 kids on average are missing. I mean, completely gone. And when I got verbally aggressive, then people thought, let's target David, since he's the one targeting all the pedophiles in Washington, D.C., let's target him and claim he's abusing Sarah, which is another tactic these people, the pedophiles, the 4chan pedophiles are using. No. In fact, my anger is solely at this fake news story, and I couldn't believe that people are falling for it. So that was really the issue. No, I never do. I've never in any way verbally abused Sarah. And that's what's really interesting. I've never, verbally abused any woman, ironically. And yet you guys think it's verbal abuse when I raise my voice on the show, which is kind of bizarre. Yeah. Verbally aggressive is not verbal abuse. No, you guys, it's just like fake news is not Pizzagate. Pizzagate is not fake news. So verbal aggression is not verbal abuse. Thank you for complimenting me on my hair. We are recording this broadcast, so as you can see, I'm not too stressed out about cooking. So I'm just going to turn the flame on level 3. Actually, I'm going to take it up to level 4 on a small burner. Yeah. I've got some broth cooking in the background. And what I was going to do, this is just a side note. Hang on. I'd picked up some chicken broth the other day, and I have it sitting in the back stove, and I don't know what to do with it. It's some organic chicken broth. Got it for a couple bucks. This isn't part of the dinner. But then I got this elbow macaroni for $1. So I'm just getting the hot chicken broth going in the back, and I'm just going to throw the elbow macaroni in it. And guess what happens? This is like a little trick if you ever have, some things don't do this with ramen. Ramen is incredibly bad. It doesn't dissolve in your body. I mean, this elbow macaroni, get the organic, non-GMO if you can, is really, really good. And that broth is cooking in the background. I'm just gonna, once it's steamy, boily kind of, yeah, I'm just gonna throw these in there. Only about, I'd say for 1 cup of, I've got 2 cups of broth. For 2 cups of broth, about, I'd say a half a cup of elbow macaroni. And what I'm doing is something you could do anywhere, if you're in a dorm room or whatever. Make your own natural macaroni. I'm just going to let that sit on the stove with this top on it. Let me see if I can, you can't really see what I was doing. Yeah, you just put about a half a cup in a cup and a half of water or broth, and lift the cover off slightly so it doesn't come to a steaming boil, otherwise it'll foam up. And keep the level at about low. Once it's reached a steamy boil, take it to low. Then, yes, the New Wave oven is over on the other side of the kitchen. I used that the other day for the Christmas dinner. Did you see that? It wasn't great. I love that. Wow, I couldn't believe how fast it cooked the chicken. It was amazing. I mean, we saved energy too. Sarah62 supports me. I have not met her online because, of course, I don't meet a lot of people online, as you know. I live, during the rest of the day, I live like a monk in a monastery. No, I don't have the heat on. It's about 52 degrees in the kitchen right now. So I have a double-lined cotton shirt made in the Philippines. In a great country, the Philippines. I really hope that they legalize marijuana. And I hope this President Duterte, who's obviously a methadone head, he looks like he's a heroin addict. It's weird. I mean, how can a heroin addict be going after all the drug dealers? Was he like burned in a drug deal in the Philippines and he just pissed off at all the drug dealers? But he looks like a heroin addict. He doesn't understand the benefits of marijuana. And now all of you do, including Cherry. Cherry, you understand the benefits of marijuana now. He's not cutting crime at all. In fact, what he's doing is killing people. And you should be ashamed of yourself. I'm going to remove you. Plus, that statistic you just cited was incorrect. You made it up on the spot. In fact, 72.7% of all statistics are made up right in front of you, in somebody's head, like I just did just now. All right, so we got a hot little thing going on here. Well, level 4, yeah, that's good. Okay, let's, oh my gosh, I'm down to the last drops of the famous almond oil, or no, sunflower oil. Thank you. Yeah, Sarah's resting. She was a little ill yesterday, and she's trying to get, I am 100% FEC compliant, yes, but I haven't filed for the 2020 event, which we're all looking forward to, I'm sure. All right, let's take a look here. So it looks like Congress is going to be possibly overturning the election. Senate subcommittee met with the intelligence services today, and they said emphatically 100% the Russia definitely affected the election, and there's no doubt about it. So it's a very good chance we'll have this election thrown, and this buffoon clown will step down from his throne and stop trying to hijack our country like he did all those corporations beneath him. Hopefully. All right, so yeah, let's put that oil in that pan. You ready to take the plunge? Yeah. This camera's kind of going nowhere with this, you know. You can look at my spice rack. Would you like to look at my spice rack? There. Take a look at my spice rack. Yeah, so it looks like Russia contaminated the election. It could very well be, you know, based on the assessment today of the Senate subcommittee hearing, it could very well be a disaster. This election could be thrown. Don't kid yourself. We're really close to throwing this election. I can't play the video later right now. I'll just grab it. This is the year that everything will change. Wow. I'll take a look at that later. Thanks for the link. Well, the thing is, I have no problem with. I respect the fact that Sarah is debunking everything she can possibly debunk. I'm okay with that. You guys want to debunk things, debunk. The only way you're ever going to realize something is if you go through the debunking process. And I wasn't in any way questioning that. Making cursory judgment at this point without thinking deep into the subject of did the government take over WikiLeaks? Is the NSA running the WikiLeaks and the CIA is out of the loop? That's entirely possible. Is Julian Assange fish food? And they've got some CGI character in front of Sean Hannity talking, which is entirely possible. Yeah. Hey, let's take that oil and drop it in there. What do you say? This is the best part, just dropping the oil in there. Oh man, that oil's hot. That means I got to drop this mic. And I got to start shopping. Okay. Most of the stuff I get is organic, except this onion, which clearly is just an onion. And this is the last onion in the house, so I had to, I didn't want to go out today and shop, so I said, yeah, I could do this with a half onion. Perfect. It could be like a medium-sized onion for this meal, which doesn't cost more than 10 cents. Let's get down and look at the chopped onion. That's a real simple chop. Boom, 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 and boom. Taking any tough pieces at the top, putting them in the compost heap. You ready to get the sizzle? Let's get the sizzle. Let's do the sizzle sound here. We're going for the sizzle. Here we go. Sizzle mic. You just kind of move that around with your spatula. You notice I'm cooking on a stainless steel. You see what I'm doing here? All right. Now I'm going to take and cut up that potato. Let's chop that potato. Now, these are washed off thoroughly. You can wash them off again. I'm just going to do basic cuts. Toss it in there. Like that. Making sure there's not any blemishes on it. Okay, now cover it up. Was that easy? That was so easy. Yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Would you look at that? Has Sarah on a bread? No, I don't have her on a bread. No, Sarah is doing great, actually. And I'm really pleased about how she's taking a day off for herself. She works so hard. I hooked up some Netflix for her, and she's been watching some shows and getting some extra sleep. Yeah, sometimes when she overworks, she kind of like comes in the show, and people say, "David, you're overworking her." It's like, wow, no, I'm not. She's just a hardworking person who is filling in 20 minutes and 20 minutes for me. It was sunflower was made in. Let me check this. Yeah, it's called Hain, and it's no pesticides used. It's sustainably engineered, not genetically modified. Hain Pure Foods, one of the best companies. I remember going to health food stores in the 70s. And as you know, I've been living on organic food for my entire life. Yeah. That's why I'm built like a rock. Pure, 100% natural. You could call me Mr. Natural. It's made in Melville, New York, by the Hain Celestial Group. And they never sold out, too. Expeller Press sunflower oil. Pretty good stuff. And there's no genetically modified sunflower oil. There's no genetically modified olive oil. I bought a big, huge thing of olive oil. Look at that. Guess how much I paid for that at Costco? Any idea? It's like 2 quarts. Whoa. And 3.6 fluid ounces. It's 2 liter. $1? This is extra virgin olive oil. This would cost you $25 at a store. Okay, whatever. I paid $9, okay? Now you're starting to really piss me off. I know that's the reaction you're looking for. But you notice how calm I am today? Yeah, I got a really good deal on these organic cucumbers from Mexico. Rico Farms. Rico. Rico Farms are in Mexico. There we go. Hey, how about that Donald Trump suing 2 of his chefs? Like he didn't have anything else to do with his time right now. He's suing 2 of his chefs for saying they didn't want to work for a guy who called Mexicans rapists and murderers. Yeah, one of his chefs was opening up a Mexican restaurant in one of his hotels. Okay. Remember I told you that you can use a little water in this show? Well, I'm going to take a little... I'm going to move the potatoes around right now. Yeah, he won't drop the cases. He countersued for $10 million. They countersued back. Okay. Nice. Okay, we're going to... Ooh, hang on. I just noticed I put a bad potato in there. Hang on. Anytime you see any rot like that, get rid of it. Yeah. Okay. You know, it doesn't want to be too cooked over here. This is the easy part. You take Italian seasoning, like this stuff right here. You got that off the herb can. And just sprinkle the heck out of it. Okay? And sprinkle on top of the chicken too. See all the chicken? Sprinkle that with Italian seasoning. There you go. Okay, that's your next step. Now use anything you want, like chili powder. That works great. I love chili powder. And it's so mild. It's not like the cayenne. Don't get cayenne, because that's really... You see that plate right there? I'm going to invert it right on top of everything. Cover it up, like that. See how simple that was? Then take your spatula and just kind of root around in there and kind of move it around. All right? Pushing the chicken down to the base of the pan. Beautiful. All right. Now you can take other herbs, onion powder, garlic powder, you name it, and put it on top of there. Yeah. I'm going to do garlic powder. Now there's not a lot of salt in this dish right here, so I'm going to add a salt ingredient. You can throw a half a teaspoon of salt, or you can get one of these things. This is made by Morton. Yeah, or you can use Parmesan. That Parmesan's a good one, yeah. But this is light salt. It's got potassium in it. It's an alternative, potassium chloride. Yeah. This salt supplies iodide, a necessary nutrient. You know, iodide fills up your thyroid and prevents radiation from getting in there. The mic was hurting your ears? I'm so sorry. Oh, you poor person, you. Maybe you should call the 1-800 I'm so hurt hotline and complain. These are not fetuses. No, how sick can you be? I mean, that's the sickest comment I think I've seen in chat in the past 2 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, protect your thyroid with a little iodide in your salt. Okay, you know, I think that thing in the back is almost ready for a stir. You don't want to let the... Yeah, I was right. You don't want to let those things... What I'm doing is I'm rehydrating. See these? Those are like elbow macaroni. I've just put those in some broth, and they're soaking up all the broth. That means all the natural nutrition is going back into the food. Yeah, I have a six pack. Actually, I don't drink beer, so yeah. So let's just talk about healthy ingredients for a second. Take this moment. Now everything's kind of cooking right here. We got level low over in back, and this is on level 4 because it's a small burner, and it's already halfway through the show. And all I have to do to finish this meal off, I'm serious, is just cut these zucchinis, these 8-inch zucchinis with rounded tips, and put those in this pan right here. That's all I have to do. And then throw a little more seasoning on top. But before I do that, I'm going to flip those chickens. So right now, those chickens are just kind of grilling on one side. And the zucchini, it takes the least amount of time to cook. It's an uncut zucchini. Yeah. You people are too much, man. Hey, no, you're going there with your mind. The rest of the world is watching and going, I don't like to think about those things unless I am in a love modality with my significant other. Yeah, some of you think about that all the time because you don't get any. Those of us who get it don't talk about it. You never realize that? Have you ever heard the expression, it's an English expression, "Milady doth protest too much"? I have 100 million viewers. Welcome. The olive oil, which you definitely could get, is made in first cold pressed, produced from Italian grown olives, and it was made in product of Italy. Yeah. So that's Italian olive oil for $9 for 2 liters. Good luck finding extra virgin olive oil for $9 for 2 liters. It's like amazing. Yeah. Yeah. You like my voice? You can't have it. I think the best olive oil is extra virgin olive oil. But don't get canola, even if it says not GMO, because canola is technically a genetically modified product. I don't have a weird body. I have a big body. My upper torso is because I could easily play football. I'm so big. I could be a lineman on the railroad, kind of like Johnny Cash. No, I'm not a weeble, and I don't fall down. Well, we want to add other stuff to this. Nothing is toxic in this meal. See, I even beat your chat there. I'm faster than the chat. I'm already 5 paragraphs ahead of everybody in the chat room. Come on, dude. That's all you got is to lie about me? I mean, everybody makes up stories about me now, and none of it's true. That's right. I could be a lumberjack. Thank you, Scissor Fight. Talking about me as a figurehead is not something I appreciate. If you'd like, just refer to me as the future president. That's all I care about. I don't think I'll decant my olive oil to a glass bottle, but if you choose to do that, you can. I haven't filed for 2020 campaign with the FEC because I have no hurry to do that. Since I don't seek profit, I'm not worried about violating any laws either. So if somebody were to give me a speaking engagement right now, and since I technically haven't filed for profit, I could easily charge them, $75,000 an hour, or maybe for the day, so I can move my security team of trained gerbils following me in a small subcompact cars. Well, then so be it. I'm not worried about it. I'm not in this for any necessary personal gain. I surrendered personal gain a long time ago when I made a vow of poverty. Now I live on $5 for 3 meals. Hey, things are cooking. Great. This is working out great. You know what I do with these things? Yeah, they're rehydrating. All of the vegetable broth is going into the noodles. And I swear there's hardly any, a half a cup of noodles. It's just amazing. Get organic whenever you can. These are a must. I have always, thank you. I've always stored green peas in my refrigerator. And as you know, my mother's maiden name was from related to peas. My mother's maiden name was Peabody, and it was amazing. She taught me how to cook with peas when I was a young boy, and it's got to be the best thing you can keep in your refrigerator or freezer. Seriously. Del Monte makes a non-GMO canned pea that's pretty tasty. But these are right out of the freezer, and you just throw a little bit on top of this here while it's cooking right now. Put the frozen ones right on top. There you go. About a half a cup of peas and a half a cup of macaroni. So mix it all together and cover it up and let it sit on a low or a simmer flame. I'm making a slow cook thing over there, just as a side thought. Cooking itself is so dynamic and involved. I didn't use the salt here, so I'm going to use salt on this. This is a salt substitute, but you got to salt it. I like to cook with Parmesan as a salt substitute. So if you've got Parmesan, we do not take foreign donations. No, I'm so sorry. Because I'm not interested in money or profit, I'm the opposite of Donald Trump. We cannot take foreign donations. Somebody sent me $100 one time from Norway, and I sent it back. And he said, just, you and Sarah go out to lunch and have it on me, Yeah, I said, sorry, I can't take foreign donations. So yeah, I am a legal citizen. If you go to our website, America's Third Party, you will see it. This goes right back in the freezer for another meal. See how easy that is? It's like the perfect go-to food for this type of a dish. And if you're not doing much, you're just sitting around. Yeah, that's what makes this such a great show is I'm not in this for profit. Somebody said, what are you doing with all these viewers? Why don't you sell them something? This is not about profit. I am good. I'm a master at the one-hand cooking technique. Yeah, this has never been about profit. And that's what makes it so viral. We're spreading the word by people just talking. They're not paying anybody. You're not paying Rupert Murdoch for me to have a place in the NFL lineup at Fox or whatever. It's not like this is costing anything. So word of mouth is free. It's the best form of advertising. And people have been doing that all around the world, and I really appreciate it. All right. I'm not putting an egg in it. Sarah gave me a huge, she really came down on me hard for the eggs. Yeah. This type of a noodle dish in the back this is a side thought, costs about $1. And you could just feed 2 or 3 people with it if you really wanted to. Put some cheese on it, butter. Oh gosh, butter. That's what I need. So I'm going to add a little butter to this dish, to both the dishes. And I'm going to flip that chicken over in just a second and speckle it with chili powder and garlic powder and more Italian seasoning. I'm ready to do it. Here we go. I'm going to put a pat of butter in this dish about this big. Not a big dish, not a lot. It's not going to take you down. I'm going to flip those chickens over. Oh, cool. And they look pretty good. The top side, remember that I heavily seasoned the bottom side? Now it's the top side. I'm going to set the butter right on top of those. Whoops, sorry, you're looking at my shirt. But, this is kind of come together. Remember, I didn't add any water to this dish. But the chicken is in there, and you want to get the chicken down near the base of the dish. Everything's kind of slowly cooking. I move the butter around so it kind of glazes everything. Okay. I'm going to cover that up. And I'm also going to put butter in the other thing too. Not that much. And that other dish is still cooking along just fine. It's a slow process. Yeah, and all the juices from the vegetable broth are in that dish, and that was pre-salted, that vegetable broth. We picked up some of this vegetable broth a couple days ago for $2. It was organic. Vegetable broth. Full of vitamins. Speaking of vitamins, let's take a look at these 8-inch zucchinis. Yeah, 8-inch zucchinis. I got these organic for $1 a pound. And you got to look around for deals like that. Yeah, timing. All right, let's take a look here. The mic in the can. You're going to watch me slice with a French knife. Look at that. And I'm going on about a 1/4 inch thick. Okay. That's cool. Every little bit counts. Yeah, you can use almost all that zucchini. Right down to the nubbins. Okay. I'm going to put that in the pan on top of the dish that I just rotated. Whoops. All right. There we go. Just drop all that zucchini on top. Cover it all up. The zucchini, and then more Italian seasoning. Now, Italian seasoning has in it oregano, basil, thyme. Put a little bit more chili powder on there. There you go. We got a little more garlic powder. Okay. Sorry, I hit the microphone. I'm so sorry. And making sure that you don't put any fecal matter on your dish from the floor. Rinse anything off that you may have dropped on the floor. Yeah, just to be wise. You never know, and if you have animals and cats and dogs, fecal matter is everywhere. Okay, and then give that a little stir by shaking it up. And we're done. Yeah, that was dinner. We're done. We're done. We're absolutely. We just have to cook it for about. Yep. Just kind of rotate it around, making sure the chicken is on the floor, on the ground. And yeah. Okay. Cook that on low. Take it all the way to low, and cook it for another 30 minutes. You can do it 20 minutes and check it. If the zucchini's overcooked, it's overdone. If it's mushy, so 20 minutes is about as long as you go. Wasn't that easy? Yeah, it's like I'm done. I don't even. I mean, that's just chopping a few vegetables and throwing it in there. It's not like a big deal. A little salt, little, splashes of some various herbs. It's herbalicious. And then put your herb back in the herb spice rack there. All right. The dish is called, Quick, Easy, Healthy. It's my new Quick, Easy, Healthy. The thing about this dish that's so amazing is you can have that chicken stored in the refrigerator in a bag. You can have the the peas is a separate dish. You can have the peas as a separate meal. That wasn't really included in this dish, but I just did it because I had some broth I needed to rehydrate. But yeah, it's kind of cool. I think the butter is really good for flavor. And I've told you this before. Julia Childs, you remember Julia Childs? No, I do the cleaning and the cooking here. Yeah, I'm the cook and the clean. She likes to, go off and make money. Julia Childs, remember Julia Childs? Bon appetit! Bon appetit! Oh, I thought I'd make a wonderful dish. Remember that? You weren't alive then. Most people aren't 56 years old talking to a camera like I am. Right, that's right, on PBS. And she was a famous person, and she said that butter was a little piece of heaven on earth. That's what butter was. And she's right. If you don't put a little butter in your dish, you don't take it to that whole another level. Julia Childs. Bon appetit, everyone. And she drank, too, all the way up through her 80s. She was drinking it on the camera, wine incessantly and talking. She was just hilarious. The Chicago torture thing, yeah, those guys are put up. Some rich guy said, "Hey, I will give you $350 if you beat up some poor disabled person." And I would never imagine anyone doing that, but that's how messed up people are. They did that for money, you could tell. Julia Childs was not a man. How dare you? I do look like Julia Childs. I'm going to do a Julia Childs dress up someday. I'm sure it'll get to that. David, you appear to be a little high today. No, actually, I'm right now 66 feet off of the ocean floor in an underwater paradise with you. In an underwater garden with you. Yeah, we are about 65 feet off the off sea level where I am right now. So that's not a little high. Mount Everest is high. That's way up there. No, we're not a fascist organization like Trump and the Republican Party, and we're not communists like Obama and Clinton and all those other leftists. I'm glad she left us. Do you think she'll even make an appearance when Donald Trump is removed from the inaugural attending? Well, charges are going to have to be filed against Donald for violating the Logan Act. So, he's done a lot of bad things recently. And right now, Congress is sweeping all this stuff into they're processing it. Today, the intelligence department said that Russia definitely hacked the election. So that being the case, we have to toss the election. It's no longer fair. Considering Hillary won the popular vote, it's no longer fair. And I don't think any Trump supporter would be happy if Hillary were to be put in there and saying, well, you won, by default because Trump cheated. But Trump clearly cheated. Russia did it. Yeah, and Russia was in touch with Trump throughout the early process, which makes him complicit in violating the Logan Act. Yep, seriously. He's in violation of the Logan Act, for real. Needs to serve 3 years in jail. That kind of puts his lawsuit on hold for a while. No, I'm a centrist. When Trump stole my ideas to get elected, that was another move that was a big mistake. You don't steal ideas to get elected, especially since I've been censored for 8 years. The world is looking. They're watching. You might catch a strong smell of marijuana on inauguration because hundreds of thousands of joints will be handed out for free by the DNC. No kidding. So in D.C., people are allowed to smoke legally. I heard that, yeah. No kidding. That's so cool. Everyone cares about me. I have 100 million people watching wondering, why did this man not get a chance to speak in front of an American audience? How come for 8 years he's been censored on the media? Well, dinner's done. I just have to cook it. Yeah, this is pretty much done here. I'm just keeping it on low. And give it a little stir so you don't want the noodles to stick at the bottom. But yeah, it's got to be stirred. But that butter helps quite a bit. And that's done too. Look at that. Now it's completely tasteless. Any of these meals, you could easily add tasty food like sausages or something to this. Yeah, the noodles with the vegetable broth and the peas is about as tasteless as it gets without eating, It's just bare sustenance food. But it's what you could make for $1, This wonderful dish that I have here is a $5 deal for 3 people. But I'm sure 15 people in Mogadishu or Madagascar or maybe even Tanzania could live on this entire meal. It'd be enough sustenance for them to survive. Because they can barely go from place to place looking for food. They're suffering so much. And all you rich, or I should say borderline poor Americans who are waiting, you're all $500 away from going broke. Most Americans are. 65% of the country are $500 away from going broke. Really. You're absolutely right, Scissorfight. Scissorfight said the ultimate thing, either one of these dishes, add some bacon bits. But if you want to add bacon, you got to cook it in advance. So that takes more time, and you just complicated things. So throw some bacon bits in there, Just toss them in there. Yay. Got some bacon bits in there. They like taste. Oh, it's wonderful. How do you do that? I use some bacon bits. Yeah, it's pretty easy, Just toss some bacon bits in there. Yeah. I have tons of food. Yeah. I have a refrigerator full of storage food, and, I've always stock up on food. No, neither Cherry nor Latvian girl are going to get me. I'm just and she's getting married. Sherry's found the man of her dreams and is getting married. So, and Latvian girl, she's too young for me, as you know. And plus, I'm already involved with Sarah, and I'm not planning on inviting Latvian girl to live with us. Yeah, that would be a little weird. Yeah, and when you're in love with somebody, you don't cheat on them, you know, guys. Yeah, some of you guys just all you think about is somebody new when everybody's got the same equipment. I mean, what's the problem here? I mean, use your brain, not your testosterone. Testosterone, yeah. I'm not doing any of that. You're taking me in a different direction. I did not want the show to turn into a look at. I was achieving a food orgasm here, and you ruined it. Yeah. Anyway, well, I hope you enjoyed this relaxing show. It's one of my more relaxing shows. In the past, it's been so. No, I'm not urinating. I'm just pouring some coffee in my cup. She'll be in a little later if she's feeling up to it. Sarah was kind of feeling verklempt yesterday, so she took the night off. And she might be here. Coffee is definitely a drug. Yeah, it's a caffeine thing. I know, didn't it sound like I was peeing in the pot? I know. Wasn't that an interesting sound effect? No, the betta fish is actually in a warm place. We were having a hard time keeping the betta fish in here because it started to act like it was dying when the temperature got to be 70. And apparently a betta fish needs 74 degrees or above. No, I was never yelling at Sarah. I was yelling at you, and I told you the camera was really the thing I was yelling at that night. And a lot of you just don't take things seriously, like the 50,000 kids that are missing in Washington, around the country. All right, so let's have a look in here. All right. Hallelujah. You notice I didn't use the microwave? I never said, listen, bitch. That's not true. I would never call Sarah up. Come on, man. I would never say, listen, bitch. You're out of your mind. Oh. I'm getting zapped. Hold on. Did you hear the recent study says you got to walk away from the microwave or you'll get zapped? You heard about this? Hold your hands above your heart and stay away. I'm about 15 feet away from the microwave right now. 12 feet away from the mic. I'm still holding the microphone. It's got a 12-foot cord. See, I'm safe distance, and don't look at the microwave. That could cause cataracts, they say. But I like to get my coffee hot, so I gotta use it. I've downsized to this old microwave at 600 watts. I got rid of the big one. It practically fried on me. It was ridiculous. Hey. Ooh. No, I don't endlessly chatter to myself. I talk to you. Yeah. You have a cataract, Sherry? Oh, no. Well, yeah. Have you been staring at microwaves all your life? Don't answer that. Oh, well, I'm a little bit worried about the microwave radiation getting near my heart, so I'm walking away from it. The RF frequencies are... I'm as far away as I can and still talking to the mic. How do you like my stainless steel refrigerator? We got this on sale for $800. And I got the stove for $500. It was $1,300 for the two of them. And we redid the walls, and we put Pergo flooring in. It's pretty nice. Look at this. This is a whole kitchen makeover. We didn't do Corian countertops or anything. But the whole kitchen makeover was only $2,000. You know what we did with the dishwasher? We got a stainless steel cover for the front of it. It's an old dishwasher, but it looks great with a stainless steel cover. We found out the new dishwashers were like $700. And I said, well, this one still works, so what's the problem? Thank you, everybody, for coming in. We are closing down on the cooking show. I'm going to grab my coffee and turn off the microwave, and I don't want to have my heart affected by the microwave. It should be nice and hot. Oh, yeah, just the way I like it. Nice and hot. Yeah. I'll be doing the show in a few minutes. I know. It's a mobile home that looks like a real house. And it only cost a total of $70,000 plus the land. Originally, the whole thing cost about $100,000 originally. But you can do something like this for $50,000 in our area. Hey, one hell of a show, isn't it? Great. Okay, I'm going to go and start up the show in the other room, get my tie on. You get to look at the kitchen, the empty kitchen for a while. All right, there you go. And I'm off and running. Everything's done. Well, not quite. This is going to be on low for another... I'm going to give it a little shake. You own your own home? Excellent. 679. Good job. You want more spice rack? Okay. More spice rack for those of you who want spices. I got things from, these are spices from the 1960s. And these are spices from the 1970s. Isn't that amazing? I still have spices from then. I kept the spice jars. It's kind of a cool spice rack we picked up at the thrift store. But anyway. Yeah. The whole kitchen remake was $2,000 out the door. Amazing. Yeah. You have a cardboard box with a picture of a fridge on it. Good for you. You're a proud owner of a cardboard box with a fridge. Okay, well, we are having a fun time. We're going to segue to the next level. If you're watching this on my YouTube site because you enjoy cooking, bear in mind I just made a couple great meals. This was only $1, this noodle dish. And by the way, you can use... One of the things I do, I'm going to turn this off because it's going to burn otherwise. I take something like this, and when it's cold, you got a pasta salad. You can add vegetables to it, zucchini, cucumbers, onions, radishes, broccoli, cauliflower. It's fantastic. And add some mayonnaise, maybe some yogurt, and you've got a wonderful pasta salad, and then season to taste. This dish was $5, and this is potato with onion and chicken breast with zucchini on top. And I'm not going to lift the cover because it's still kind of cooking, and it'll be ready in about a half an hour. No, the pasta salad was a side thought. That was $1. This is a complete dinner, zucchini, potato, chicken. Quick, easy, healthy. Yeah. Chicken breast, low fat. Potatoes, natural. You can eat the skins on red potatoes. If you get bakers, you got to peel them. And, of course, zucchini. If you can find a good crop of zucchini at this time of year, it's almost over. I was amazed to find organic zucchini. No, the Burger King is going to cost you and your family about $15. I just saved your family at least $10, and you can put that in the piggy bank so you won't be in debt when you turn 50, and you can retire like me. Yeah, that's how I do it. I save money. All right, so we'll be signing off on the recorded show. Thank you for watching, and we'll be in on live show in about 4 minutes. Thank you. And you get to look at my kitchen for a while at Vaughn. And then at the top of the hour, refresh, and we'll start the show. Thanks, everybody.